And good morning to my YouTubers. So our arms are outstretched but not very active just yet. The hips are sinking back to the heels and the breath is sweet and smooth. Keep your arms a little relaxed as you bring the elbows, if they're not, to the floor. Bring the hands in prayer and take the prayer behind your head, behind the nape of your neck. And just start to deepen the breath. Find and set perhaps an intention for the morning or for the day. Inhale, rise up with your arms as they are. Sit on your heels or feel free to grab a block underneath you. And just point your elbows forward as you now interlace your fingers behind your head. Keeping the hands interlaced, stretch them up overhead. Palms together, you can take an eye gaze, look up to your hands. Relax your shoulders. Press through the top of the foot and shin. Inhale, rise up onto your shins or on your knees, lift your chest up, eye gaze up. Exhale, up and over to the right side, shoulders back, open your heart. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, sit on your heels. Bring the prayer to your heart. Open up your fingers and just switch the fingers, one finger cross over. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Palms, biceps by the ears. Rise up onto your shins. Exhale, up and over to the right side. Inhale through center, up and over to the left side, exhale. Inhale back to center, lift your heart. And this time, release your hands, but come into tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, hips and shoulders width apart. And just, rock and roll through your sides a little bit. Move your hips from one side to the other. And then see if you want to start to make this a little bit more circular. And then reverse that. And then come to a neutral position. Take your right arm up, open the arm, chest. Spin it open. Exhale, take the right arm underneath the left. Turn your palm to the sky. Left arm in front of you. And rest on the back of your head. So if you need to change your position to get here, just listen. Take your left leg out to the left side, so you're in this gate pose with a twist. Inhale, just come back up and reach the arms forward as the hips press back. Inhale, walk your hands under your shoulders. Tabletop position with your back. Inhale, walk your hands up to your hips. Exhale, reach the arms out in front of you, or to the side of you. Inhale. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up. Inhale, bring it up, right arm down. Keep the left leg on the floor. Left arm up and over, palm down, spin the shoulder open the heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring your arms overhead, interlace the fingers, turn the palms inside out. Exhale, up and over to your left side. Keep your shoulders down from your ears, hug your right hip in. Inhale, up and over to the right side. Release the right arm, release the left leg, and now lift the arm and leg up. Good. Bend your top leg and reach behind you. If you can grab your foot, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Kick the hip towards the front of your space. Kick the heel either to your buttocks or further behind you. Choose. And inhale, release the arm and leg. Left leg down, sweep it back around to the front. Inhale, sweep your left leg behind you over to the right side. Look over your right shoulder and draw your right hip back to center. Inhale and exhale. Come back to your center with your left leg in the air. Exhale, left knee to your chest, round and curl. Inhale, extend the left leg back. Tuck the toes underneath you. And then tuck your right toes underneath you. Lift up into a downward facing dog. Bend your knees. And just press your chest towards your thighs. Let your head go. Shake it out. Yes and no. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, shift to a plank, top of a push-up position. Lift strongly through the center, through the legs, pushing the earth away, rounding the back, slightly or doming the back. Exhale, bring both knees down to the floor. Inhale, make some circles in your hips a little bigger. Now moving around through the joints, shoulders, hips, knees, wrists, ankles, fingers, toes. Reverse direction. And let's make our way back to a neutral position in the center. Hands back under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, sweep your left arm up and open. Exhale, bring the arm underneath you. Right arm reaches forward, back of the head to the floor. I guess I should just put the whole link to this playlist for you. Stay here for a breath. If you need to make any other adjustments to do this next move, take your right leg out to the right side, foot in line with your hip, and just stay in this twisted position with your leg out to the side. Inhale, bring your arms back under your shoulders, chest, lift it up. Bring your hands to your hips, rise up. Inhale, stretch your arms out shoulder height. Exhale, lean to the right, right arm down. Just try to avoid the knee. Left arm up and over. Inhale, rise up, reach out to the left side. Right leg stays on the floor. You can have your hand on a block if you need that, and you'd like that, if that will make this, a happier pose for you. Inhale, press up to rise. Exhale, inhale the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers the other way. Turn the palms inside out and upside down. Exhale, up and over to the right side. Maybe you don't go as far, maybe you go further. Inhale, come back up. Open the arms shoulder height. Exhale, lean over to the left side. This time the right leg and right arm come up. Spin your heart open. And then bend the top leg, reach for it. You don't have to touch it. Kick the heel away or bring the heel in closer. You choose what's right for you today. Good. Inhale, release, arm and leg down. Or leg down. Arms come forward. Sweep your right leg behind you. Tuck the toes to the floor. Look over your left shoulder. You don't have to worry about hip coming in or staying out. You choose. Inhale back to center, right leg up. Exhale, knee to chest, round and curl. Inhale, extend it, and take both knees onto the floor. And once again, find some big dancing lines. Go even further down towards your hips and back towards your heels. And then reverse. Inhale to your center, hands back under the shoulders. Round your spine. Inhale, arch your back, tuck your toes, hover your knees, and then push back to your downward facing dog. Quiet. Walk it out side to side. And then find some stillness in downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, bring your feet closer together. Float your right leg up. Stay on your left toes high enough that your right leg can extend high in the sky. And then lower the heel and square the hips. So now the right hip drops down parallel to the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm going to send you the playlist. So lower your hip, Maria. Yeah, there you go. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Inhale, bring the knee to the chest. Pause. And then kick it back up in the air all the way up. So I'm just going to type in the playlist to you for future reference. Get it before I leave you guys. Good. Right leg steps all the way through the center of your mat. Lower your left knee to the floor. Take your hands on the floor of the blocks. Lift your chest up, drop your shoulders down. Broaden through your collarbones. Just allow the back hip to sink down. Beautiful. All down through the right toe. Now inhale, back up a little bit so your hips are a little bit more over your back knee. Tuck your back toes under and kick the heel up to the buttocks. Reach your right hand for your foot, if you can grab it, and then re-sink the hips. This one, let's keep the arm and leg open. So if you hold the foot, if you don't hold the foot, don't worry about it, but open up your chest, shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Exhale, gently release if you're holding, hands to the floor blocks. Tuck your back toes underneath you and straighten both legs out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Left heel presses down towards the floor. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. I like using the blocks personally for length in my spine. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Step right into downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Bent knees are straight. Inhale on your toes, left leg lifts high. Stay high on your right toes. Then lower your right heel and lower your left hip parallel to the floor. Chest towards your thighs. So hips are square. Exhale, bring your knee to your chest, shift forward to plank. Breathe in, breathe out. Find a little bit of core activation, maybe a lot bit of core activation here. Inhale, sweep the left leg back up high. Exhale, step your left foot through. Lower your back knee to the floor. Hands on the floor, blocks again. The back toes can be tucked or untucked for now. Inhale, lift your chest. Keep sinking your right hip lower, bringing your shoulders and collarbones broaden. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Now come up a little bit further back towards your right knee. Tuck the toes, bend the knee, and reach around for the foot with your left hand. Grab it if not, don't worry. Use a strap towel if you need it, and drop your right hip down. Inhale if you're holding on, gently let go. Release the toes, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee up and straighten your front leg. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Firm down your left big toe to the floor. Inhale, send your left leg back to downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Chest to your thighs, pressing the heels down towards the floor. Bring your feet back together. Float your right leg in the air all the way up. Bend the left knee, square the hips. Drop the right hip down, bring the right knee to the center and send your right leg all the way through. Good. on the ball of your back foot, but make sure you're not on a tightrope. Lengthen your spine, hug your hips to the center, back leg is firm, and then slowly float your arms up over your head. Oh. Yeah, and bend down. Now you can bend the back knee and keep it bent. You can bend it to get your hips lower and then begin to straighten it. So, let your body be the guide. Interlace your fingers overhead, turn your palms inside out and upside down. Lift up and over to the right side. Inhale, center, lift up and over to the left side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to the floor, blocks. Inhale, lift and straighten your right leg, right toes come up, pull the right hip back. Breathe. If you need to shorten your stance, shorten your stance. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Rebend your front knee. Walk your hands and or blocks forward. Send your weight to your right leg and lift your left leg in a supported warrior 3 tabletop with your torso and hips. The front knee can be bent a lot or a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Look forward. Send your weight back to a low lunge. And step back into downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Bend one knee, then the other. Inhale high on your toes. Stay up on the right toes as the left leg lifts high. Exhale, send the left leg through. Come to your fingertips. Square your hips. Press firmly down through your left foot and begin to bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the back knee to get your hips low, then stay that low and choose to keep the legs straight or bent. Interlace your fingers, palms to the sky. Try to interlace the other finger over now. Draw your ribs down to your hips, so just don't come with your lower back into it. Exhale, left side. Yeah, I'm good with that. Inhale to the center, over to the right side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hinge forward. Straighten your front leg and lift the toes. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale. Lengthen and exhale, fold. Getting a lot of musical theology today. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Walk your hands in blocks forward. And then come into supported warrior 3 with a level hip. Soft knee in the front, maybe more bend than others. Some will have more bend than others, I should say. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. On this inhale, bend your knee and step back. Downward facing dog. It's time to shift into a plank pose. Pause for a breath, shift forward. Either bend your knees or just come down halfway. Choose to come back to a push-up, an upward dog, a low cobra, or skip it all and go back to your downward facing dog just like that. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhale, step your right foot through. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, soften the knees, interlace the fingers, take the palms up, and drop the hips low. Exhale to your right. Inhale to the center, turn to the left. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, blocks. Straighten your front leg, toes lift. A time of hate. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Send your arms and or blocks forward. Hips are level. Supported warrior 3. Keep your right hand on the floor. Bring your left hand to your hip. Press through your right leg. And keep your hand on your hip as you spin your torso to the left side. Flex your left foot. Stack your shoulders. Squeeze your right glute inward. and breathe. Look down or look up, you choose. Without anything else happening, just bend your top leg. Just kick the heel back towards the buttocks or push it back towards the wall behind you or whatever's behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up in the sky. Exhale, send the left arm to the floor, left knee to the chest, round and curl. Exhale, step your left foot all the way back. Right leg in the air, three-legged downward dog. High in the air this time. Exhale, 4 paws on the floor, down dog. Inhale on your toes, left leg lifts high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise up. Interlace your fingers, the other finger, bend your knees, drop your hips and stay low. Exhale, up and over to the left side. Inhale, up and over to the right side. Exhale, inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the floor block, straighten your front leg, lift your toes. Inhale, rebend your front knee, walk your hands and or blocks forward. Supported warrior 3 pose, knee over the ankle, hips are square. Breathe. So now we're going to keep the left hand on the floor or the block, doesn't matter. The right hand moves to the hip as you begin to straighten your left leg and turn your torso and hips to the right. Stack your shoulders. Keep your hand on your hip. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen away from your center. So if the balance is more successful by looking down, look down. Who cares? Now without anything else changing, just bend your top leg. Doesn't matter how far back it goes, how high it goes. Try to keep it level, in fact. Left leg is strong and lifted. The knee is lifted as opposed to pulling backwards. One more breath. Now release the right arm up just for the breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring it down to the floor. Square your hips, knee to chest, round curl. Step back to a low lunge. And find a 3-legged dog, left leg in the air, high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to a plank. Bend your elbows and or knees. Take your way through your vinyasa. Downward dog. I'm still modifying a bit, so listen to the cues as opposed to watching so much. Inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot through. Good. Inhale, float up to crescent. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Okay, you know this. We've been here. Lift over to the right side. Inhale to center. Lift up and over to the left side. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands down. Right leg straightens, toes come up. Inhale, shift forward into a supported warrior 3 and right into your side. Half moon, left hand at your hip. Bend your top knee. Now those of you who want to grab with your left hand, go ahead and grab the ankle, shin, thigh, and then hug it in. Keep the heart open. Hug your right hip strongly towards midline. Breathe in, breathe out. Now if you're holding onto the foot, gently let go. Find your traditional pose, left arm up, left leg back. Inhale, look down. Exhale, left hand down. Square your hips. Bring your right hand to your hip. I'm actually going to take my block in the center on its highest height. Right hand to the hip as you rotate the torso to the right. Eye gaze is where it's comfortable for you to stay balanced. Right arm comes up. Breathe. Just don't mind while I sing, all right? Exhale, lower your hands. Step all the way back to a low lunge. Inhale, sweep your right leg in the air. Open up the hip now. Bend the knee. And then take it down to the floor. Get down to the seat. Inhale, bring your feet together. Left leg lifts high in the sky. Exhale, send your left foot through. Inhale, rise up. Interlace the other finger on top. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, left side. Inhale, back to center. I'm a little wobbly. Exhale to the right side. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hands to the floor. Blocks. Straighten your front leg. Lift the toes. We're familiar with this now. Exhale, bend your knees. Send yourself into your half moon support. Your warrior three supported. And then bring your right hand to your hip and rotate open towards the right side. Bend your top leg. Some of you may choose to take the hand to the foot and then open up your shoulders, chest. Breathe. Now, if you're holding on to the foot, gently release it, extend the leg, extend the arm. Exhale, hand down. I would love to see you have a high block in the center. Left hand to your hip, lengthen your spine. Rotate to the left, and perhaps the left arm will come up. Hips are squared. Revolved half moon pose. It's a hard pose, guys. And those of you who know me know I don't love this pose. One more breath. Good. Send your right leg back, low lunge. Exhale, left leg in the air, three-legged dog, open the hip. And lower the foot to the floor. Shift to plank. Go through your vinyasa any which way you'd like. And come back to down dog. Good. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg up, high in the sky. Exhale, send your right leg in between your two hands. Have your blocks nearby, straighten your front leg. Send your back leg a little bit closer. So again, no tight ropes here. Train track's okay. Hips are squared. And then if you go higher on the blocks, you'll find a little bit more space. If you go forward, you might also find that familiar space, or not so familiar for some of us. Good. Inhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Press down to rise up. Exhale. Up and top. Good. Let's take our arms behind us. Interlace your fingers. Palms together. Lift your chest up. Square your hips. Lift the knees up. Exhale, come down halfway, release the arms from the back. So again, tabletop position with your torso as best you can. Square your hips, right back, left hip forward. Inhale, lengthen. Good, now release your right hand to your hip, left arm forward. Take your left hand on the inside, outside foot shin or block. Right, you choose what's most effective for you. Lengthen, inhale. Rotate, exhale. Can you tell? And then float the right arm up. Revolved triangle pose, Parvrita Trikonasana. All right, you're not going to like this any more than I will. Take your left hand forward on a high block. Lift your left leg up in the air. I'll make it a little bit more palatable for you. Bend your back leg and see if you can reach for it. I say palatable because I find this a better pose for me, not necessarily easier. Kick the foot away from you, hug, hug, hug. If you're holding your leg, let it go. Bring your hands to the floor and bring your left knee behind your right knee, right heel, and have a seat on the floor. Move the foot away from your buttocks and just hold on to your right shin. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Inhale, listen carefully, it's not where you think. Right arm comes up. Bring it on the inside of your right leg, left arm moves behind you. So we're just counter twisting. Watch you down. You can take your left arm behind you and bind it into your inner thigh. Inhale, come back to center. Release your hands. Bow over your right knee. Pull your hips back around your spine. Walk your right foot forward. Rise up onto your left shin. And very easy today, step back to a low lunge. Right arm up, twist. Hug your hips in. Exhale, hands down. Right leg in the air, three-legged dog. Open the hip, and if you flip your dog, any variations, here's an opportunity to turn upside down for some. Lift the hips high in the sky. Exhale, spin it around. Right leg up, and right leg to the floor. Inhale, float your left leg up, open the hip, exhale. Oh, maybe I didn't open the hip. Send your left leg forward. Inhale, straighten your front leg, and send your right leg about a little bit closer, a couple inches, maybe some feet. Hands on your floor blocks, lengthen your spine. Again, if you have your blocks out in front of you a little higher, you might be able to find a little bit more space here, in that crease of the hip. And then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Interlace the other, arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers the other way. Knuckles down, heart lifts. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward. Soft bend in the knees is needed. Arms come back away from you. Your torso is long and parallel to the floor. Bumping the left hip back and the right hip forward. Bring your left hand to your left hip or your sacrum. Right hand to the floor, inside, outside, foot, shin, or block. And rotate your torso to the left. Left arm comes up. Revolved triangle pose. Crown of the head to the front of the mat. Tailbone to the back. Hips are level. Eye gaze is where you like it. Now, I know this might not make friends, but take your right hand on a block in front of you, float your right leg off the floor. You're back into that revolved half moon pose, and try to bend the knee, reach for your hand for your foot. Try it. All you gotta do is try. If you grab it, hold on to it firmly, but don't worry if you don't have your hand and foot together. And you made it too. Good, now gently release it. We're not there forever, see? Then bring the right knee to the outside of the left ankle and have a seat on the floor. Move your right foot away from it. If having the right leg bent just doesn't work for your body, extend it out in front of you. Hug onto your legs. Just find some length in your spine. Bring your left hand on the inside. You can lift it up to do that dramatically. Take your left hand inside, right arm goes behind you. For some of you, it'll be a bind around your left inner thigh. Some of you might want to even take a reverse bind here. Underneath or around. Inhale, come back to your center. Release your hands and just bow over your left leg. Inhale, lift your chest. Bring your left foot to the center. Lift yourself up into your shin And then just nice and easy, step your right leg back into a lunge. Right hand down, left arm opens up, twist. Find the space, breathe into the space, move into the space, live in it. Exhale, left hand down, left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Open your hip, and if you're a flipper of the dog, follow your foot to the floor behind you. Come up in any variations that you like. Exhale, left hand down, left leg up. Downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa if you'd like to. Take more than one push-up if you'd like to. And meet in downward facing dog. Breathe in. Float your right leg high in the sky. Exhale, bring your knee to the center. Right knee to the right wrist. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Shimmy that hip back. Stay upright. Breathe. In fact, if you have a block, place it underneath your right hip. If you don't have a block, go buy one. That's all I can say. Good. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Bend your left knee. A few options. Just keep the leg bent. Another option, right arm reaches back. Another option, left arm reaches back. Another option, two arms. I can't do it on this leg. Two arms reach back. So which way suits you better? Good, Maxine. Good, breathe. From what I can see. I'm seeing better, but we're not there yet. Now, if you're holding the foot, let go, but keep the foot elevated or the knee bent. Then release it, tuck the toes under. If you need to remove the block to come down or stay on the block, it's fine. Walk yourself out into your pigeon pose. Let your body surrender down to the earth. Take a few more breaths here. Inhale, lift your chest, hands to the floor. Tuck your toes under, left leg, right leg in the air, shake it out. Downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, send your left knee through. Tuck your right toes underneath you, shimmy the hip back. Take your block underneath your left sitting bones, lift your torso up. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Bring your heel to your buttocks. Stay there, take one or two hands. Either arm is good, right? You could do it more of a twist, parvrita, or more of an opening, or both legs, or both arms. Breathe. Breathe in and out. Just find some breath, some space, some opening, spread through the collarbones. One more breath. If you're holding on, gently let go. Release it. Lift the toes up and lift the knee up. Move the block or stay on it is fine. Walk your arms out forward, release your back foot, and then stay for some breath. Inhale, lift your chest, hands down, tuck your right toes. Left leg in the air, send it down when you're ready. Take a vinyasa, shift through, take it your way. Hips in the air, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, take yourself, I'm just going to walk through today, around, legs in front of you. Move the flesh from underneath, just check behind you that you have space on your mat to fold forward when we go. Hands by your side or even on the blocks is nice. Turn your toes up to the sky. So if the truth be known, this is my serious favorite song. So let's just sit in some peace and listen to it for a moment. Listen to your breath. If you need a strap or block, a towel, go ahead and grab it. Walk your hands forward. Stop when you feel the stretch behind the legs. Inhale. And exhale. Keep walking until you find your greatest space today. And it's going to change as we breathe. So if it continues to find more depth, keep finding more depth. Without rounding your back, without getting your head to your knees, keep your chest open, collarbones open. And we did a lot of hamstring stretching, so you might feel a little bit more release and relief. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, point your toes, pull your belly to your spine. Start to peel your arms back with you. One vertebrae at a time, going down to the floor. I'm going to just move myself over to a little bit more diagonal. And when you roll down to the floor, keep your head and shoulders up. Flex your feet when you get there, hands interlace once again, behind your head, elbows out to the side, pull your belly in deep, deep, deep. Exhale, lift your right leg up, turn your torso to the right, take your arms out to the right. Let's do Charlie's Angel's hands. Interlace your fingers, thumb and forefinger released. If you want more effort, lift your left leg off the floor. Reach a little bit more to the right. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Left leg down. Hands come back behind the head. Lower your right leg. Stay elevated in your torso or your shoulders. Left leg up. Turn your torso to the left. Exhale, Charlie's Angels. Maybe switch the fingers. If you want more, right leg. Okay, here's the song I wanted you to hear for Shavasana, but it's a little early. Exhale, lower it. Come back to center. Lower your left leg, head and shoulders still elevated. Pull the belly in. Flex your feet now. And then roll down. Hug your knees up to your chest. And open your arms to a T. Move your hips right and let your knees fall to the left. Inhale, come back to center, shift your hips left. Let your knees fall to the right. Inhale, return to the center. Hug your knees into your chest. Lift your head and shoulders up. Keep your right leg in. Lower your left leg to the floor. Lower your head. Hold on to your right ankle with your left hand. And you can put the arm and the knee towards each other and just kind of rock it on your back. Now rebend your left leg and place the ankle on top of the thigh, pressing the leg away with your right hand. Take your left arm up and over your head on the floor. Good. Now keep your left arm where it is. Release your right arm, but keep the action of the leg pressing open. And then bring both arms to a T. And let your knees fall to the right side. Come back to your center. Shift your hips. Bring both feet onto the floor. Exhale, bring your left knee to your chest. Send your right leg out to the floor. Take your right hand to your left ankle, perhaps the left knee into the crook of the arm, and just rock the hip. Bend your right leg, place the ankle above the knee. Take your left arm and press the knee open gently. Right arm up and overhead. It's a shame you had to die. Keep the action of the foot against the thigh and the knee opening as you open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall left. It's not that we go home. Inhale, return to the center. Uncross the leg, hug the knees to the chest. Lift your head and shoulders round and curl your spine. Lower your head to the floor, stretch your legs in the air. Flex point. Take your arms down by your side. Perhaps the hips are resting under the arms, on top of the arms. Flex and point, belly to spine, ribs down. And start to lower your legs. As the legs descend, when they touch the floor, rest on your forearms, come up, let your head lightly touch, if at all. The head doesn't have to touch. The legs can be up in the air. The arms can be up in the air. So any variations. And then slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Release your head, release your back. Once again, hug the knees into the chest. Well, at least you got to hear the song. I'll have to put it on my Spotify, on my YouTube. Open your arms, move your hips right once again. Take a little deeper stretch by bringing your knees closer or perhaps binding your legs. Spinal twist. Inhale, draw yourself through center. Exhale, shift your hips left. Let your knees fall right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, everything comes together in a tight ball. Inhale. Exhale, extend your legs, your arms rest by your side. Palms face open. If there's anything else you'd like to do before you take this final pose of rest, of meditation, take it now. Take a few moments to settle yourself in. When you're ready, back into your final pose, Shavasana. Letting go of all physicality, all mental, physical tension. begin to surrender your thoughts, your mind, to your earth, to your mats. At home, stay fit, stay healthy, get vaxxed.